Hello everybody, it's Kirsty, you know me. I'm just putting a pretty short video up today. This is such a sad case. The worst thing fathomable that parents would have to go through. Damion Tillman, 23, Keven Springfield, 30, and Brandon Rollins, 27, of Polk County in Florida, were massacred, beaten and shot to death by 3 other people while they were going fishing. They encountered these 3 people. One of the suspects was extremely angry and accused one of the victims of stealing his truck. They didn't know what he was talking about, and then a fight ensued and he shot them and killed them. 9 or 10 bullets in 2 of the victims, I believe, and a few in Damion. Damion was in a red truck and Keven and Brandon were in a white truck, so they were in different vehicles. And TJ something, I don't want to even give them names, a disgusting woman that was his girlfriend, and his brother Robert something is responsible for the crimes, and they have been caught. The sheriff and the investigation was super quick. This sheriff is like probably one of the best I've seen. This guy right here, he was so to the point and detailed. I have all the information that I needed to make the chart so we could have a look. He gave a specific time. We've got 10:06 p.m. was when Damion, and this is sad and horrible to hear, so if you don't want to hear anything, please switch off. But Damion called his dad for help, and then his dad got there really quickly, and Damion died in his dad's arms. So that's the time we have. It's Frostproof, Florida. We're going to go through the chart. Here's Damion, Brandon, and Keven, the victims here, and here's their trucks, and so sadly their bodies. And then these are the despicable humans that killed them. Horrible, horrible, horrible. This man here has 230 convictions. He's a felon, and I don't even understand why he was on the streets, but they murdered 3 men just going fishing and having a nice time, and then his dad had to watch him die. It's just awful. I looked at the chart before they caught these 3 people, and I could see, and if you're in my criminal group you would have seen that I wrote down I believed that it was 3 people, and I'm going to show you why that's the case. So this video is just to show you in hindsight how we can see what happened here with a chart. So here we have the chart. Excuse the writing, I will explain it. 17th of July when this happened, on Friday night, Frostproof, Florida, 10:06 p.m. from the sheriff's mouth, so it's very accurate. It gives us a ascendant here of 27 degrees of Aquarius, so that means that the ruler of the victims is Saturn, and that's this arrow pointing here. Saturn is just in the 12th house from the 11th house. The 11th house here is friendship, or friends, or people that you know of. So initially I was thinking, okay, these people know each other, but nonetheless Saturn is in the 12th house of secret enemies. Now, the perpetrator, we have 27 degrees of Leo on the cusp. That usually shows an older male. In hindsight now, I believe it's showing possibly TJ, the main culprit, because, well, he actually appears, he looks like a son, he looks like a Leo, and I believe that he was the one that took the lead in this. So the sun is here in the 5th house. The 5th house is recreation. I've got fishing written here because it's going fishing and having recreation, like having fun. So this was fun to this guy. But then what we see is Virgo, and Virgo is intercepted in the 7th house of the perpetrator. So that shows me, and if you're in my group, you would have seen that I wrote this last night, that 3 people were likely involved. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury, as always, I always say it, shows 2 people. It shows people that are within the neighbourhood. It shows brothers and sisters. It shows cousins. It shows 2. So we have 2 people plus 1 person, 3 people. Now, initially when we look here, it doesn't appear as though there's a female here. No real female energy there. But then when we look down at the IC, the end of the matter, the 4th house here, it's in Gemini, which shows us 2 people were actually truly responsible for this. But it is conjunct Venus, the female. I do believe that TJ and the female, those 2, were wholly responsible for this, and I believe that the brother was there. This is what it looks like. The brother back here, the victims in here being the co-ruling moon, the female, and then the other 2 people, sort of all in this area here. That's how I see it anyway. Others may not, but I see it like that. So the brother is like sitting in the car. I believe that he was probably sitting in the vehicle and actually not participating in it, but he then did participate in it eventually. This Venus conjunct the IC here in Gemini shows me that this lady is not nice. She absolutely was involved as well. She helped. It's also widely conjunct the moon. So it's possible even that she was the person that triggered the TJ's anger towards Keven, one of the 2 people in the white truck. So this, as I said in my reading as well, this was pointed towards the 2 people in the white truck, not the 1 person, Damion, in the red truck. Okay, so we have the ruler of the perpetrator and the ruler of the victim opposite each other. That's quite clear what it means. They're opposite. They don't agree. What we also have is Mars, angry Mars, which is guns and beating in Aries. It's extra angry. It's in the 2nd house here of stolen goods. That's why this person was like, you stole my truck. But that didn't happen. Then the 3rd house cusp here is transport. So that's the truck, this bit here. And as you'll see, Uranus is conjunct that. Uranus is sudden events and really out of the blue things. What this TJ guy and these other assholes did was completely out of the blue in regard to the vehicle. So that's showing us that here. A vehicle is also Mars because a vehicle's made of metal. So the vehicle itself is a Mars-ruled object. We can see all here, all around here, not that far out, that this was indeed about some apparent, imagined, perceived to be stolen vehicle. And the fact that Pisces is intercepted in the first house and Neptune is in there, that shows me some imagined stuff going on that the perpetrator had with the victims. Oh, it's just an awful case. I think it's relatively clear in here. As I said on my group, the Criminal Astrology group, if you watched it, I just did a quick reading. That's what I wrote, that there was 3 people. Just a basic overview, and it turned out to be correct. So I think the thing to learn in this one especially is if there's an interception in the 7th house, it needs to be counted, it needs to be looked at, and if it happens to be a double sign, most often than not, it's 2 people. And I just keep coming across that time and time and time again. So when we have 3 people, 3 rulers, the Sun and Mercury, which is 2, we count each planet. If this 7th house was packed full of all of these planets, you'd count all of those. You would be, okay, well, maybe, 7 people know about this. And there's been cases where that's definitely happened as well. Or it gets further out and you're like, oh my goodness, 9, 10, 11 people actually know about this. No, the whole town knows about this. Anyway, it goes far. This is a tragedy and just so awful, but I just wanted to show you the chart, show you how it worked out, and I am so glad that they caught these bastards. Okay, thanks for listening. This was just a quick one. I really wanted to do this. I know I've got a whole ton of other charts to do as well, and I'm definitely going to be doing them, but this was a very clear chart to show everybody, and I think it's important to show you all. Anyway, take care everybody. I will be back later on. Thanks guys. See you later. Bye.